Many nuclear weapons agreements are contested today by both sides, and that creates more predictability than we used to know at the time of the Cold War.
So, Alexander, when observing the FX market drivers, it's important to observe all potential drivers of the market, including political drivers. So it's been a year since the US election. So what's the current status of the US and Russia relations?
Well, I think that it's a complicated issue because some people are claiming that we're slipping back into the new Cold War. Some people are not sure about that. I think that we're going ahead in a totally new world, which will differ a lot from the Cold War, post-Cold War period, anything that we have seen before. At the same time, I would say that we are going into the situation when there are several limitations on the choice of different parties in that situation. Because of the new deterrence which is being practiced by Russia today, and Russia being not in a strong position. So it's a sort of the resource engineering which is done today on the part of the Putin leadership, trying to present new ideas how to influence the counterparts. Obviously, the economy of Russian Federation today, if I'm not mistaken, 1.5% of the world economy, while that of the United States is 26%. So obviously the weight of both parties is incomparable. But due to the transition to the new world, there is a possibility for Russian leadership to engineer new resources and to try to promote or project the power of the country, not in reliance on the real material force, which is being done today. So that creates a very dangerous situation when we are practically losing grip of the development of the relationship. We are lapsing in terms of the arms control. Many nuclear weapons agreements are contested today by both sides, and that creates more predictability than we used to know at the time of the Cold War. And unfortunately, given the intricacies of the domestic situation in both countries, the relationship of President Trump and the Congress, and the position of Russian president, frankly, I do not see any possibilities for amelioration of this relationship in the near future.
Okay, and news resources have also mentioned that both Russia and United States collaborating and also progression regarding the Syria conflict. Can Russia and US diplomatic efforts in Syria actually make a difference to the situation that's going on there, in your opinion?
Well, frankly, I wouldn't call the Russian efforts now in Syria just diplomatic. It's more than diplomatic. I am afraid that we are also witnessing the situation when the domestic developments influence a lot what is going on in the foreign policy of both countries. But in Russia, as probably you know, that there will be soon the elections of the president next March. Only today it was announced that on the 14th of December there will be a major press conference. Everybody is awaiting what will be announced. A couple of days ago, Russia has already declared, or at least there are leaks, that before the end of the year there will be the major withdrawal of the troops, Russian troops from Syria, because they claim that the task has been done there. But if you will look at the previous, let me say, experiences, like the war in Afghanistan, like the war in Iraq, you know, whenever there was a claim that we have finished with terrorism, we simply found the terrorism in new disguise. After Taliban, there was Al-Qaeda. after Al-Qaeda, IS, and I'm just waiting what will be the new iteration of the global terrorism in the future. And in fact, I want to remind you that it was Clausewitz who said that war is the politics by other means. And the French philosopher translated it differently when the war on terror was declared in 2001. He said, this is but a continuation of absence of politics by other means.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, as always, for coming in today and sharing your insights on such a pressing matter. So thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Well, that's all from myself and Alexander, but we want to hear how you found this interview, so please do like and comment on dukascopy.tv.